Hello, everyone, and welcome to London South East College's online open day, powered by Online Open Days and delivered by SpringPod. In this afternoon session, we're going to be giving you an insight into the apprenticeships world available for both 16 to 18-year-old adults. My name is Joe, and I'll be hosting today's session. Just a few pointers before we start. The talk should last about 45 minutes. If you do have any questions for our guest speakers, I'll introduce you to them in just a moment. If you do have any questions for them, then please do use the Q&A function, which is available on the screen in front of you. It's exactly what they're here for. They're here to answer any queries that you may have in the dedicated Q&A time at the end of today's session. If you do think of any more questions, you can drop us an email. I'll give you that later on, or you can visit our website, www.lsec.ac.uk. In today's session, we're joined by Career Pathway Director for Engineering and Construction, Trevor Noble. Nina Shahan, Head of Employer Engagement and Partnerships, and Heather Reeves, Key Account Manager, all from London South East Colleges. Welcome to you all. Thank you all for being here. We'll get started with you guys in just a moment. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at a few short videos that's going to tell you a little bit more about LSEC.
The skills I've learned is definitely camera works, Adobe Premiere, Photoshop.
The students come to us once a week and we prepare the food for the canteen, getting the students used to working in a real-life kitchen.
I was lucky enough to get onto the multi-trades construction. I had all the help I needed in terms of getting my CV up to the level it needed to be.
Working in the garage, get to know how it works inside the car.
The tutors give one-to-one tutoring so that you can know what you need to improve on.
We learn different varieties of styles. Now we're working on a musical. The whole company comes together and we all show what we've learned.
We place huge emphasis on ensuring that our students are career ready. We look forward to welcoming you to become part of our success story.
Hello everyone, I'm Tracy Davis and I'm the Vice Principal for Further and Higher Education at London South East Colleges. I'd like to personally welcome you to this virtual open event and thank you for joining us to find out more about the courses that we have on offer. We're delighted that you're considering London South East Colleges for your education and training needs. I'd like to start with a brief introduction to the college, and then I'll hand over to our curriculum experts who will tell you all about the courses we offer within this curriculum area. At London South East Colleges, we pride ourselves on being one unique college with sites across 8 different campuses within the London boroughs of Bromley, Bexley and Greenwich. We have over 1,000 different courses on offer, including vocational study programmes, traineeships and apprenticeships, adult and professional qualifications, and we have a range of higher education courses available within our university centre. With over 13,000 students at college, we have an extensive range of vocational courses through to degree level and professional qualifications. We have something to suit you, no matter what your age, interest or ambition. We also work with over 100 strategic employer partners to ensure our courses are relevant to today's job market. Having the right industry skills for employment has never been so important. The largest of London South East College's campuses is Bromley, which is located just 10 minutes by bus from Bromley Town Centre. Our main Greenwich campus is set on the border of Plumstead and Woolwich. We also have a construction skills campus in Kidbrooke, as well as an adult and community learning centre at Greenwich Park. We have 2 sites within Bexley, our Bexley campus and a specialist construction skills campus at Holly Hill. Located in the heart of the town, Orpington campus is home to our award-winning student-led BR6 restaurant and bakehouse. Our aim is to ensure that you achieve your career goals and fulfil your potential. We'll help you achieve this with our expert teaching staff, industry standard facilities and excellent employer links. Recognised for delivering high quality teaching and learning, and with success rates above the national average, we achieved an Ofsted rating of good with outstanding features in 2019. In the spring of 2017, we were given a QAA rating of confidence for our higher education provision. We have also been awarded the TEF Silver Mark of Excellence for high quality teaching and learning. Studying at London South East colleges will give you far more than just a qualification. We'll provide you with the crucial skills required by employers and universities to give you that all-important competitive edge and make sure that you are the one that stands out from the crowd. Your career really does start here. So that's it from me. I hope that gives you a flavour of what your learning experience may be if you choose to study with us at London South East colleges. It's now time to hear from our curriculum experts. Thank you.
South East colleges. I've been in this job here now for about a year and a half, but my journey started a good 2 years ago.
Apprentices are important to our business as I feel they bring fresh ideas and new approaches into a work team that could already be established in the industry. I also feel they make people stop, take time, look at what they're doing in terms of training the apprentices and how we can look at things differently.
I've managed to get multiple qualifications. I'm currently undergoing an MVQ level 4. With this and South East colleges getting to me where I am now, I can't be more grateful enough.
London South East colleges, they really helped me through the interview processes, got me ready to get my job.
Heather, Nina and Trevor, thank you all for being here this afternoon. I understand you have a presentation on apprenticeships at London South East colleges. I'm going to hand over to you now.
Thank you, Joe. So welcome to the world of apprenticeships. So we're going to go through our slide and talk to you about apprenticeships and all of our different pathways. So for us, an apprenticeship is a career. We're really passionate in helping youngsters to start their career with the world of apprenticeships. So that is a great stepping stone to support you into work. We have our 8 colleges, campuses that Tracy mentioned earlier in Bexley, Bromley and Greenwich as well. The key elements about the apprenticeship is that you work alongside experienced staff when we find your placement with an employer. You'll gain industry experience as well. You'll study, so you'll gain qualifications alongside your job. You learn a wage as well, and you'll get a holiday. And you get to study. So you get the whole encompass of learning and working and getting paid as well. An apprenticeship can last between 1 to 5 years, depending on the level that you're applying for. So how does an apprenticeship, what do you need to start an apprenticeship? It can be 16 and over. So if you're just finishing your courses now, not sure what you want to do, you can now start applying for an apprenticeship program. Living in the UK, but you can't be in full education. You have to finish your education before you come and join us in the apprenticeship side. Normal working hours for an apprentice is between 30, 35, 40 hours, depending on which sector you work in. Training is part of our apprenticeship program. Usually you get released 1 day a week to come back into the campuses, or we come out onto the employer site, or we do once-a-month workshops. But again, it differs on whichever apprenticeship program you're applying for, but we will go through that with you when you come to see us. Let me hand over to Heather to talk to you about the different pathways we have.
Hi everybody. So we can offer a really wide range of pathways. There are lots of different apprenticeships out there for lots of different industry sectors. So the current slide, you can see we offer administration, finance and HR. So these could be considered quite professional pathways, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have previous experience even in those industries. Employers understand that apprentices are coming in new and fresh, and that's the benefit to the employer. So don't worry if you don't think you've got the right qualifications or you don't have previous experience. Come and talk to us about those, because the entry level, level 2 ones could be suitable for you. Construction, obviously quite a traditional apprenticeship field. I don't know if my colleague Trevor is there and wants to, as our expert on the construction and the engineering pathways, wants to talk a little bit about those. Are you there, Trevor? Not sure, I can't hear him. I can't hear him, he might be otherwise engaged. So yes, basically, as I said, construction and engineering are very traditional apprenticeship areas. We offer an enormous range, right the way through all of your construction, your building, carpentry, electrical, plumbing, all kinds of building maintenance, bricklaying. And then of course there's your engineering and motor vehicle as well. Good technical apprenticeships. We've got some great facilities on all of our campuses. So lots of opportunities there if you're a very hands-on sort of person. What's the next slide, Nina? Hospitality. Hospitality, yes. Bit of a hotspot at the moment, but everything's starting to open up. So we're really excited and looking forward to talking to all of our employers next month. And we know there's going to be lots of opportunities coming back there. So we offer a range of apprenticeships, again, from the introductory through to advanced, in hospitality, in some fantastic chefing apprenticeships, if you want to be the next Jamie Oliver, through to hospitality, and yeah, hospitality team members, perhaps actually serving people rather than being in the kitchen is your thing. What's the next slide, Neen? Early years and healthcare, lots of opportunities here. If you like people, if you like caring for people, young or old, or with disabilities, then there's lots of different opportunities here. We work with a number of employers across our boroughs, large and small, so we can offer early years. We offer lots of opportunities within our schools. We offer lots of opportunities in healthcare settings. We work with large organisations in the NHS and other large charities as well. So we've got bags and bags of opportunities there if you want to get into the care sector. And finally, management and IT, all the techie stuff. So we offer a range again of IT, whether you want to get into the very hands-on building computers, fixing computers, or whether you're looking at the software and all of the magic that goes on behind the scenes. If you want to get into digital marketing, to get into the 21st century, then there are also apprenticeships there for you. We've also got some more senior ones as you work your way through your career. We offer apprenticeships in associate project manager, and in team leading and in management as well. As you progress through your career, you can continue learning, continue boosting your knowledge and your qualifications and develop your career. World's your oyster. Back to you, Nina.
Just before we move on, Trevor just seems to have joined us back in again. So Trevor, did you just briefly want to talk about the engineering and construction pathway? I'll just go back to that slide for you, just there.
I think so.
Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yes.
Yes. Thumbs up. So if you'd like to go back one more slide, I can also do a little bit more on the electrical and plumbing if you would like, and construct. That's the one. So we'll start from there. So good to be back with everyone. Sorry I had a few IT issues, which I hopefully now resolved. So we do level 2 in bricklaying, carpentry, plumbing and heating, ground worker, interior installer systems. As of next year, the plumbing and heating is going to a level 3 qualification on the new standards, which we will be offering across both our Holly Hill and Bromley campuses. Obviously, we have our level 3s that are already in place. And the electrical installation we do across campuses. Gas is at our Holly Hill campus, along with property maintenance and operative skills. We like to take people up as far as they can go. We are now introducing an HNC, HND in electrical and mechanical engineering, starting this September. So we will be taking up to level 4 and beyond. So it's an exciting time for apprentices. Don't just feel that you will get to level 3 and that's it. We would try and push you up to level 4, 5, 6 and beyond if that's your wish. Engineering operative standard. just a real nice way to get into the industry. We have lift engineers, we run a PEO course for that. And then the maintenance and operations engineer and the motor vehicle, we have a commercial partner with Halfords at the moment, which is going really well. And they've come to us and brought their apprentices to us. And we're now actually in the realms of looking at supplying them with apprentices from our full-time cohort. So there's lots of options. The apprenticeship world is only going to get stronger, I believe, post-COVID, and we need to have apprentices. Thank you for that, Joe.
That's all right, no problem. Over to you, Nina.
Thank you, Joe. So what we do is my team, we will go out and speak to employers to ask them if they're interested in taking in apprentices. Most employers we do go out to are very keen on taking apprentices from various different pathways, from DM right the way through hospitality, right through the healthcare sector, right through to the motor vehicle sector. So we will go out, source the vacancies, bring them back into our centre. So what you can see now is our recruitment process. So what my team will do is bring the vacancies in. The learner recruitment team will then put the applications on the National Apprenticeship Service site as well as our website and start advertising to track the candidates through. And once the candidates starts coming through, we will then work through the process in developing their CVs, employability skills and interview skills as well. So we have two different pathways. We have the new recruit apprentice pathway where we find the apprentice, we place them into the employer and we train them up. The other pathway to apprenticeships is where people are already working in the workplace. Somebody's worked themselves to management and decides they want to do an operations level 5 management qualification. We can come in and deliver that. So that's the two different pathways to apprenticeships that are available to employers. So what do we do? When you're applying through our recruitment service and you're applying through NAS and you're applying through all of our different platforms of apprenticeships, we will call you and we'll do a pre-screen with you. Questions about what industries you're interested in, why did you apply for the job, just to understand. Then what we will do, we'll invite you into our talent centre sessions. Our talent centre session is where we complete enrolment forms. We support you with the maths and English, just to check your maths and English. We then our next aim is to match you up with a vacancy. So we look at the distance, how much the role pays, what the role's about, which employer's recruiting. So we sit down and discuss this with the apprentice just to make sure that's the right apprenticeship for them before we put them forward to the employer for interviews. Once we've confirmed and they're ready to go forward to that, we will shortlist them and then send them over to the employer. We will then chase the employers and book them in for interviews, and candidates will then go in for their interviews, and then we'll get feedback from the employers. Fingers crossed, normally offers. What we do is then place them into the employer site with a start date. Then we come in and do an induction to the apprenticeship program, and then we enroll them into the apprenticeship program. And thereafter, the assessors then take over with the learning and teaching for the apprenticeship program. So what is an apprenticeship? What will you do when you're on an apprenticeship? Well, behind us in LSEC, we have a whole team structure and our team structure is you've got your recruitment team, your key account managers, you've got your trainers, your trainers in Trevor's departments who do the motor vehicles, do the plumbing, do the heat, electrical and everything else. They will be actually doing your whole training for you. What we mean by on and off the job is you'll have training on the job as well as where we take you out of the job into the campuses or into your workshops to do that training. We will do progress reviews to see how you're progressing with your apprenticeship, just to make sure you're on target to complete at the right time. If you require support or we need to lengthen your apprenticeships, those points we can actually pick up to see where you need support. Our e-portfolio system is Smart Assessors. So gone are the days where you have those big A4 files with all the paperwork. Heather laughs, but we remember those. We now upload everything on an e-portfolio from start of the program to the end of the program. So everything is electronic. You can upload videos, you can upload scenarios that you've done or things that you're doing in the workplace and you want to capture it for your portfolio. You can video upload that as well. So there's lots of technical delivery within our program now going forward, and a virtual online platform training as well. The gateway is basically when we feel that you're now ready, you've met your training requirements, you've done everything, we feel you're now ready for the endpoint assessment, we will trigger the gateway and we will hand over to an awarding body who will then come in and check everything you've done, your portfolio, they'll do a professional discussion, they'll ask you to do a presentation. And once that's completed, they'll either give you a distinction, pass or merit. So it's kind of the whole journey of the apprenticeship program. Go to the next one. Okay, so within that apprenticeship program I've just explained to you, your training will be your maths and English and ICT. If you've got maths and English, you've just finished your GCSEs and you've got your certificates and you've scored, I know they're now using the 1 to 9 grading. If you bring those to the talent center sessions, we will put that in with your file. That means you then get exempt from doing the maths and English. So you do not need to do the maths and English again, depending whether you're a level 1 or level 2. So we need to get you to a level 2. So that's crucial there, but we'll assess all of that. The knowledge, skills and behaviors will come from your training. The knowledge is what we will deliver. Behaviors will be done by your work employer, and skills as well within your work employer. And then earlier on, I spoke about the endpoint assessment organizations, which are the awarding bodies who will then come in to just tick off, cross everything and sign it off for you to achieve your certificates at the end of the apprenticeship program. Okay. Do you want to talk about the progressions, Heather?
Yeah, I can do. So as we've briefly alluded in some earlier slides, you can come in at an entry level or an intermediate apprenticeship and work your way up through advanced and higher and onto degree apprenticeships, because degree apprenticeships now do exist, and I'm a big fan of them because I think that they're a fantastic idea. And it's a lot better to get the government and your employer to fund your degree than a student loan. Just my personal opinion there, but worth thinking about. But you can come in at a higher level if you've already achieved. You might have already achieved level 2, level 3 qualifications in college or done a previous apprenticeship. Doesn't mean that you can't go on. If you're already employed, you can do an apprenticeship and get apprenticeship funding without having to be an apprentice, as in back down the bottom rung of the ladder with the L plates on again. So there's lots of really good, strong career opportunities to build yourself up and actually make apprenticeships take you where you want to go.
And it's a bit like earlier, like Trevor said, you're now doing HNCs, aren't you, Trevor?
Yes, yeah, we're doing HNCs in and taking it forwards. It's really important, and I'm with Heather on this one, that if we can get someone else to pay for it for you, that's our opinion, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you all. You know, the apprenticeship higher levels are coming in, and employers should take advantage of it, especially now upskilling their existing staff to the higher levels.
Yeah.
Okay, so slide 17, 18. So questions over to you, Joe.
Perfect. Thank you all so much for that. Just before we move on to the questions, would one of you just mind explaining what an HNC is?
Trev?
My national certificate, and then they got the diploma beyond that. So we're doing level 4s and 5s. So basically, we're going to HE level of a course, higher education.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to the Q&A. Guest 764 has asked, what kind of experience do I need to get an apprenticeship?
Doesn't matter, not necessarily any. A lot of apprenticeships start, as I've said previously, at entry level. A lot of employers like taking apprentices without previous experience so they can shape you and mold you to their way of doing things. So don't worry if you don't have experience. If you do, that's fantastic. Again, other employers are looking for apprentices who maybe have a little bit of experience, and you'll be coming in at an advanced or a higher level apprenticeship.
I know we've spoken about this before when we did the apprenticeships talk last time, but what's the sort of age range that we're looking at for apprenticeships?
So it's
16
plus now. Bracket on apprenticeships. That's fine, Becca.
Guest 706 has asked, are you paired with any companies with the apprenticeships?
Yes, an apprenticeship is not an apprenticeship unless you have an employer. So we have to have an employer for every apprenticeship program we deliver. So this is what my key account managers do. They're all targeted on sectors. So Heather's sector is the health, social care, childcare, and education area. So she will target schools, colleges, nursing homes, nurseries, basically every sector, bring in those vacancies, and then we then place apprentices in and then match them against their apprenticeship qualification that we will deliver.
Perfect. Guest 250 has asked, how can you be an apprentice in hospitality? So it might just need a bit of breaking down as to how apprenticeships work in the hospitality industry.
Heather, you want to take that one?
I can do. I mean, an apprenticeship in hospitality would work the same way as it would in any other sphere. We will, if you don't already have an employer, we would need to find you one. So we'd be matching you with some of the vacancies that we have. You will be working for 30 to 40 hours a week, and they will have to release you for the equivalent of 1 day a week to do your studies and your training. So you're working full time, you're being paid, you're doing the job, you're learning on the job, as well as learning with the college. So depending on which hospitality course, I mean, near to my heart is our wonderful catering apprenticeships and all the wonderful work they do at BR6 restaurant. And I really miss that restaurant. I'm so looking forward to when they open again, and those students do an amazing job down there. So yes, you're earning and learning at the same time.
So the employers that we work with in the hospitality sector, to name a few, we work with the Intercontinental, we work with the Marriott, we work with the Novotel. So we're working with big hotel organisations at the moment. But like Heather touched on, our BR6 restaurants within all of our college campuses are run by apprentices. So it's live. People are coming in, they're serving everybody, they're setting the menus. So we're getting them into that, mode of the hospitality sector. Then they'll go back into the hotels and put that into practice as well.
Guest 764 has asked, can you find your own employer?
Yes, you can. We have a lot of candidates who are just finishing the course, and especially motor vehicle, isn't it, Trevor?
Yeah.
Where they've gone out and found their own garages, and they come back to us and say, can I now do the level 3 motor vehicle? So that's where we work very closely with you, don't we, Trevor?
Yeah, definitely. We do get apprentices across all areas within our STEM provision that have their own employers, and so that's great. I mean, if that's an advantage to that candidate for sure.
Guest 796 has asked, is there an apprenticeship focusing on hairdressing only?
Yep. So we deliver that. We do that as well. So we deliver that over at our Plumstead campus, and we have a hairdressing apprenticeship, and we also find a placement with the employer, so they're getting the employer experience as well as when they're coming into the Bromley campus to do their coursework as well. So yes, we do.
Guest 973 has said, I've already done a level 2 apprenticeship, but I don't want to work in that industry anymore. Can I do a level 3 in a different field, or do I have to start again at level 2?
Did I take that? As the guest hasn't said what field it's in, that depend on the field that they wanted to move into, and whether that field was at level 3 or level 2. So, for argument's sake, if they've been in plumbing as a level 2 but wanted to be an electrician, then the electrical apprenticeships are level 3 straight away. So they could go straight into a level 3 apprenticeship.
No problem. In that case, then the guest who asked that question, drop us an email, studenthub@lsec.ac.uk. Get in touch with one of the people on the other end of the line there. You can also get our phone number on the website, www.lsec.ac.uk. We've got some fabulous people on the other end of the line to talk through your options with you, and who can help you in more finer detail and really tailor their responses to your needs exactly. I've got time for just a couple more questions. Guest 126 has asked, what do studies and training include? But I'm guessing that would be slightly different depending on exactly what course you're doing.
That will be different on what course you're doing. Studying is the coursework. So most of the apprenticeships will have a diploma or a qualification that's mapped in. And so they'll be working towards that qualification. but the training element normally comes from the employer site, where they're learning hands-on the skills and experience that they need. Just that maps back into the qualification as well. So the standards, which I love the standards, which are a lot more different than the apprenticeship frameworks. The standards is all about knowledge, skills and behaviours. And that's all learnt at the employer site. So it's all work related. And then we then pin that knowledge down with that diploma, just to ensure that they're learning and then going putting back into the workplace and everything they learn.
We've got time for just 2 more questions. Guest 764 has asked, how can I make myself stand out to get the apprenticeships? What can I do better in interviews? And do you help with those?
We certainly do help with those, yes. We'll prep you for the interviews. How to stand out, do your research, do your homework, know about the company that you're applying for. That first impression that you look interested, you've thought about it, you actually mean it, you actually look like you want the job. You know, be on time, dress appropriately, you know, have some questions written down that you've thought about and asked beforehand. But yeah, we can prep you, and we do sort of mock interviews and lots of support around that. We wouldn't just send you in cold into an interview.
And we've got time for just one final question. Guest 214 has asked, I'm doing ESOL or ESOL, and my question is, can I do an apprenticeship?
They can do an apprenticeship, but what we would do is at the very beginning, I spoke about maths and English. So what we will do is we will assess the maths and English, and depending on what level they come out at, we would need to look at which apprenticeship they can move into. So the person that's got the ESOL, if they contact us, then we can work with them to understand exactly where they come out at with their functional skills. And if we need to support them further with the functional skills, we can either do a standalone functional skills and just fast track them through to get them through that for their English and maths, and then ready for their apprenticeship program. So that's one way we can do it. Or the other way we can do is we embed the maths and English into the apprenticeship program, and we try to complete that in the first 3 months so they get the maths and English, because without the maths and English, they can't go through the gateway. They need their certificates for the gateway. So we'd just like to meet them and assess them and then see how we can support them.
Trevor, Heather and Nina, thank you all so much for taking the time this afternoon. We hope that this talk has inspired you to study with London South East colleges. Don't forget, if you are ready to apply, you can do so online. Visit our website, www.lsec.ac.uk. If you do have any more questions, or unfortunately we didn't get around to answering your question today, then do contact our Student Hub team by emailing studenthub@lsec.ac.uk. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to tune in to some of London South East College's online open days taking place throughout this week. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.